still rivalry. But yeah, we've really been super close ever since. I'll let you know a secret. You know what else helped? Common enemy. Common enemy. Because one day I get this call from somebody over at Penny Arcade. I won't say who, but his name rhymes with Mahalik. And he's like, "You seen this shit?" I won't say the strip's name. And I go, "Yeah, I seen that shit." And he's like, "That's our shit." Yeah. It's like, remember when you were all, "Hey, have you seen my copy of Insert Name a Game?" No. And then both characters are on fire? And he goes, "Yeah, I remember we were like that. And remember when you were all, hey," all my characters are like this, "Hey, have you ever seen that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "Well, we evolved past it." And he just went, "I'll do this now and say it's me." So I was like, "I hate him." He's like, "I hate him too." Let's hate him together. Yes. We will call it our phone time. And I still get calls. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. Still get calls. And they're awesome. They're fun calls. You know what? My favorite line from him is, I just get a call, and I go, "Hey." And he goes, "Did you read it?" And I go, "Yep." And he goes, "He's a criminal. He's a fucking criminal." Yep. And he goes, "All right, later. Love you." But anyway, how much time we have left? How about if I rambled on like some old demented man? You have my iPhone. I have what? Awesome. Thank you for listening to my stories and pretending you were interested. And I'll do a Q&A now. I guess you're ready for a Q&A. There's a mic in the middle. I've been instructed to inform you to make love to the mic. Put your mouth on it. No, get closer. Yep. I'll answer any questions. Sit down, Jeff. Sit your ass down. Any questions about webcomics? I'll try to keep it short, but go ahead. What's your name?
I'm Nick from Alaska.
Hi, Nick from Alaska. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's Minnesota. That's Alaska now. That's me.
All right. I have two questions about.
So I can seem cool and you can seem stupid. Yeah, Nick.
I just have two questions about webcomics and webcomics. So, first question I have is about writing. You basically work without a buffer a lot of times. You know, you're up on Newsstream. Hey, I'm doing
a lot of times. All the time. I don't have Monday strip done, my man.
And so I was wondering, when you do sort of larger arcs that take some degree of planning, how much planning out do you do, or what, how much ahead? Is it just sort of a vague outline in your head, or is there anything where you just kind of do it?
I'm looking at my friend Chris Dalman going, I'm going to tell a lie. That's the truth. So, a lot of times, story arcs are, when I come up with a story arc, it's because of one of like maybe three things. It's like, I haven't done anything with that character in a while, I should do something to develop them. Or, character development, right? You want to take another character and give another layer to them. Another thing is, I just had a funny idea. I'm going to pick, it doesn't matter what characters I pick, and then I think the third reason is, I don't remember. But I usually have a concept, an idea. Like, for example, I haven't put my dad in the strip for a long time because I did it. He came over and screamed at me about cursing in the strip, and he was like, the argument was really even-handed, and he was like, well, Charles Schultz never needed to use curse words, and I'm like, well, fuck Charles Schultz. I am not Charles Schultz. He's like, you do not say that! So I did this strip. I did a strip where it's like, today's PvP is my dad's real mad at me, so here's PvP as Charles Schultz would do it. And then I did all Peanut style, and it was like Marcy writing down the lyrics that, how girls will just like, let's do a song and write down lyrics in notebooks? I know this because I found my wife. So I'm like, what's this? She's like, we used to write, that's what I did as a girl. I'm like, well, could you just play the song again? She's like, no, all right. So Marcy was writing down the lyrics to the Aerosmith song Paint. Like, Pete gets this song on, whatever. And then she goes, I think this song's about vaginas. And the last panel is my dad going, Barbara, give me the phone. And I get this call from my dad, he's like, not funny. the royal, he never said fuck or anything, but you know, he said shit and damn in the house. And I don't understand why shit's a bad word anyway. I mean, if you say poop, no one cares, and shit means poop. It's not like shit means poop, and then you smear it on her face, and then she cuts herself, and then you can come. It's just shit. I thought maybe the last before I finished that joke. Bill's over there going, I cannot. Syndicate says I can't be around. I'll get to your answer in a second. But anyway, so I did a joke where my dad comes in and goes, it was a parody of that PSA commercial, like, where'd you find these drugs? He goes, I learned it from watching you. She goes, where'd you learn these curse words? And I go, I learned it from watching you, Dad. Well, he doesn't know that reference. And he thought I was telling my readership that my dad was a bad parent. So I don't get a call like that. I get a call from my stepmom going, oh, Scotty. And I'm like, what? No, it's a... And so I comment, I'm like, Papa, don't you understand? It's a reference to this commercial where the guy about goes, oh, so now I gave you drugs. And I'm like, oh, no. So I mean, it took a lot of unraveling, and I had to send in the ambassador, which is my wife, because my wife has this way with me and my dad, where like we get entrenched, and I can hold a grudge for years, a long time. But my wife has a way of just sitting down and going, never mind. Exactly. But she'll just look at us and go, it's time to stop. And then we go, okay. And she sat down with my dad, and it was fine. And I haven't wanted to put him in the strip ever since, because I'm just really scared. I value our relationship too much. But there's so many dad things to talk about. And you want to move on from that stuff anyway, right? Because how many times can you do that gag? So that's why I introduced Brent's dad and Cole's dad, because I took my dad and I said, well, he's like one part my hero and one part this cranky son of a bitch that I can't stand getting a call from. Brent's dad's Cole's dad. So I knew I wanted to do this storyline to introduce Cole's dad, and I knew that I wanted it to be this thing where Cole wants his dad to connect to him with the stuff he's interested in, but his dad's one of these guys that's not into that stuff. And so I thought maybe it'd be funny if, I don't remember, Chris, you were there when I did that. How did I come up with that he was in a, who knows?
Where do ideas come from?
I don't know. My muse. So I knew that we were going to meet his dad. I knew that he was going to be a part of a TV show, and I knew it would end up with at the con, and it would be about 3 weeks. And that's all I knew, and I just started going. And all I care about is what happens next. And the strip for Friday is the last strip in that arc, and if you feel it's incomplete, it's not that I couldn't do 2 more strips, but why? You know, why put in filler just to say, you know. So I really I have kind of a core idea and like some scenes in my head that are imperative to it, the point. But then I just kind of let it go with the flow. I just work better that way. So it's rare that I write every strip from the first to the last and then draw them. Yeah. Your mileage may vary.
Alright. I just had one other question that sort of was more related to it.
Go ahead. People standing behind you don't mind.
About copyright ownership and how at the very beginning with
Empire,
you were like, oh yeah, well, so, and so was that, and now, like you said about Judah and Five and everything, how that's something you're very concerned about, is that something you were always, was it always that big of an issue and something